Hi, I'm Crocodile Crystal with Prehistoric World, and a lot of the animals that we have here have been rescues, surrenders, even DEC confiscations. And today we are going to learn the story about how we got 3 red-eared sliders by the names of Walker, Texas, and Ranger. So a few years ago, I was in the great state of Texas doing some library shows. And after the show, I actually had one of the guests there come up to me, and he was carrying a bucket. And inside this bucket were some little baby turtles inside there. And, he came up to him and he said, "Hey, I want to get rid of these baby turtles." And I said, and, his name was Tyler. And I said, "Tyler, we just went over the show, how it's important to keep wild animals in the wild. There's plenty of turtles that are captive bred, for pets. And, we just want to keep the wild ones in the wild." So he said, "No, you don't understand." He's like, "You have to know, the story." So I listened to him, and every weekend he would go to his grandmother's house to sit there and play and visit. And this one particular weekend, he was playing in the ditch right in front of the house. And that ditch is a pretty big ditch, always got water in there. And there's a variety of species, like he would actually see fish and frogs and stuff like that. Well, this one particular weekend, he was spending the night there, and he went to play out in the ditch. And he noticed all the fish and amphibians were dead. Then he noticed that all the turtles were dead except for just like 3 or 4 turtles. So he wanted to save these turtles, so he took off his socks and shoes and went into the ditch. And he noticed some pain in his feet, so he quickly grabbed the turtles, came out, and that's when he noticed that the skin was burnt off his feet up over his ankles. What had happened was down the street from his grandmother's house, there was a factory that was releasing chemicals into the waterways, and it got into the water of the ditch as well, and it was killing off all the plant and animals that were living in that ditch. So these guys were actually the survivors from that story, and he did actually take off his socks and shoes at the library and showed me that the skin, while it had been healed, you could tell where it had been burnt off. So I made an exception at that point and took these turtles in because obviously they could not go back where they originally came from. And we have them here at the zoo, Prehistoric World. So if you'd like to meet Walker, Texas, and Ranger in person, you're welcome to come on down. And they actually got that name for you guys that may be too young to know. There was a TV show several years back that took place in Texas. And the character's name was Walker, and he was a Texas Ranger. So the show was called Walker, Texas Ranger. So come on down to Prehistoric World and meet these guys in person.